so before we get started, I'm going to ask a few questions of the room. So raise your hand and keep it raised if you are married or in a serious relationship.
What about in my imagination?
No, does not count. Okay, now keep your hands up, but put your hands down if you met your partner at elementary school or high school or university or post-grad. Down, yeah. If you met them anytime in school. Yeah, in school, put your hand down if you met your partner during school. Okay. Now put your hand down if you met them through a mutual friend or through through a family friend. Put your hand down if you did. This is confusing. I should have done the other way around. Okay, and put your hand down if you met them through work. All right. So there's a few people left that didn't meet them basically through school, a friend, or work. So actually maybe through some type of dating scenario. So what this tells us, and I can put your hands down now, sorry. Thank you. So what this tells us a bit about the culture, dating culture in Taiwan. It's not something that's really, it's a very Western type thing, right? So this is something that is not normally practiced in Taiwanese culture. Generally, in the past, a lot of people have met their partners through the school experience, or then through working, or through some type of mutual friend. So it is still something that's definitely still challenging, learning this whole navigating the dating culture. So today I'm hoping to maybe, I guess the rest of you are probably single, right? So maybe I should get a show of hands of who's single in the room too. So let's see, if you want to raise your hand. If you don't want to, that's fine, but if you're single.
I don't want to admit it.
If you're single, you can raise your hand if you're not in a relationship right now. That you feel like raising your hand, okay. All right, so you can tell who to ask out after this workshop, right? All right, so maybe the question is, am I qualified to give you dating advice? Now, I do not have a degree in psychology or relationship science, but I do have over 30 years of on-the-job dating experience.
In dating associate too?
Yes. So, when I was 17, I met my first love. Then I also met my first mistake. And I met my second love. Then there was the hot hockey guy. Then there was the fraternity boy. All right, there are fraternity boys, to be honest. University boyfriend. Post-university boyfriend. I'm only here for 6 months boyfriends. Taichung boyfriend. Possessive, controlling boyfriend, then single life, freedom, then the dream boyfriend. So, basically, unfortunately, I don't have time to give you basically 30 years of experience, but tonight I want to give you maybe 5 tips that will hopefully help you have better dates. So, let's get started. The first tip is be open. Be open to what might be possible. Napoleon Hill wrote that what you believe you can achieve. So I'm not saying you can wish Prince Charming or Princess Charming into your life, but you can believe that it might be possible. So instead of thinking you're never going to meet anyone, start trying to believe that yes, you will meet someone. And then when you think about this, I want you to kind of visualize or feel what it would be like to be with someone. Now, I didn't say visualize what they look like, because this leads me to the next point. Be open to letting go of the judgment of who you think you're going to be attracted to and who you should be with. So we often hear from people that, oh, I could never be attracted to somebody who's bald, or somebody who's shorter than me, or someone who is not of the same race, or not Taiwanese, or I only date really tall, skinny, model-type girls. If you try to see with your ears rather than your eyes, you may discover someone that actually has the same values as you in common, and it could be nothing like who you visualized in the past that you might be with in the future. And the last part about being open is also about being open in your body language. So it's about how you present yourself. So before cell phones, we were interacting with people a lot more, right? We were asking for the time, you were asking for directions, you were on the MRT, you were looking around. But now people are really focused on their phones, trying to look busy, trying to make sure that they don't look alone when they're waiting. So we're losing a lot of this opportunity to interact with people. So we're going to do a little example of body language. I have some helpers today that are going to help us. And these two lovely girls are just waiting in line.
I need an X.
So,
Oh, hi.
what are you guys waiting in line for?
Oh, you don't know?
I don't.
We're lining up for a new special kind of hat.
Hat!
Yes, it's a mouse hat.
Well, can you tell that I'm actually wearing a hat right now? Only smart people can tell.
Well,
So I don't really need a hat, but
you know,
I need your number.
thank you very much. So you can see, for example, now maybe Alice. Alice, yes, okay. Sure. Alice now may have had a potential date by having more of an open body language, whereas Emily probably just made it to the next level in Candy Crush. So date tip number 1, be open. Risks may make you win or they will make you learn. Either of the benefits is worth daring for. So tip number 2, be proactive. Now, don't let life happen to you. Go out and happen to life. So traditionally in many cultures, including Taiwanese cultures, women feel that men should still ask the woman out. Now, there's lots of reasons that we have for this. So we think that, if he's really interested in me, he would ask me out. If he asks me out, it shows that he's willing to take the lead, which may indicate something in the future relationship. Or maybe guys don't like girls who are too aggressive, right? So there's many reasons, but I want you to forget all of this, please. Because it is true. If there's an alpha male, that guy who is the most charming guy in the room, that is full of confidence, that every girl wants to be around, and when he speaks to you, you just feel important. That guy, yes, wait for him to ask you out. Because if he likes you, he is confident enough to ask you out. But the majority of the rest of those guys, asking someone out is a scary thing. I mean, what if they say no, or they laugh, or they think you're creepy, or they don't want you don't be friends with them anymore? So it's a very big risk for someone to have to build up the courage to ask someone out if they're going to face rejection. So it's sometimes easier just to do nothing. So women, you have the opportunity to sometimes maybe ask someone out. And we have an example of this as well. So there could be the very straightforward approach. Oh, hi! Do you want to go see the Eternal movie tomorrow night?
A movie with me?
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, okay, sure.
Alright, this is the direct approach. Now, some of you are thinking, oh no, I could never do that. That is way too direct. I am too scared. So the other option is you can give a guy or a woman a lot of information about what you want to do and that you're open to going on a date, and then give him the safety that he's not going to be rejected when he asks you.
Oh, I just realized the movie, just came out this week. Wow, I'm a fan of superhero movies. Hey Kuan, do you like superhero movies? I am actually free on Monday, Tuesday, I'm free on every day.
No. Why, I am very free this coming week. So, yeah, you want to go with me?
Was waiting for it.
Alright, being proactive also means working on yourself first. So think about, do you have a good group of friends that like to spend time with you? Do you like to spend time with yourself? Now, if you don't, let's start there. Because if you can't maintain friendships, it's going to be extremely hard to maintain a romantic relationship. And that relationship with yourself is a lifelong relationship. So this is a place to start. Learn a new skill, try meeting new friends, start in this space if it's something that maybe you're not quite ready for relationships. But if you are ready, the next thing is you need to make time, not excuses. All right, everyone always hides behind, I'm so busy, I'm too busy to date. And then you're going to see years fly by, and you're still too busy to date. And thinking that's just gonna happen for you. But you need to make time for love. This is important. So, dating tip number 2, be proactive. It will never rain roses. When we want to have more roses, we need to plant more roses. From George Eliot. Dating tip number 3, be creative. So make the date fun for you. So choose something that's going to be enjoyable for you, even if then it's maybe, the other person is not such an interesting date. At least you're still learning a new skill or you're doing something fun. Or you may find that someone you thought might be boring actually is a lot of fun in the right environment. So this means you need to do some research. So have a list of possible dates that you might enjoy that you could then, if somebody asks you out for coffee, which I generally don't recommend doing, but if someone asks you for coffee, you can say, hey, I have another idea. How about we do one of these things on my list of dates? And also plan ahead. So what do I mean by plan ahead? Now, if you know that you're going to have a difficult time maintaining conversation with someone, definitely during a coffee, which is one of the reasons why I don't think coffee is a great date, then plan ahead and think of all the things that you might be able to do. I say literally bring a bag of tricks, okay? So you could bring cards, some things that have like these question cards. I have these cards that are like, let's mingle questions, right? So, you can say, oh, hey, I had this, my friend gave me these cards. Do you want to ask some of these questions? At least, we're stuck for a conversation. This can initiate other conversation. You could maybe, bring a puzzle along, that's what I do, check the IQ as well, see how they problem solve, things like that. You can even play just a simple game of, if you just have a deck of cards, you can say, let's play a silly fortune-telling game. The red cards are yes, and the black cards are black. Let's ask questions to the fortune teller, right? So basically just plan ahead and think, if you think there might be some awkward moments, have an idea, have a plan that you can just pull out during that time. So I've helped you by putting some date ideas here. So here are a few date ideas. A cooking class, you go to a music concert, pottery class, you could go play pool, you could go to the golf range, they have mini golf here now, you could go play darts, you could go for a dinner, you could play virtual reality games, you could go to an art exhibition.
You can ride a bicycle.
Yes, and some of you are thinking, yes, these ones cost money. I don't have any money. So here's some ideas that are free. Okay, cheaper and free. So you could go on a scavenger hunt. So what this is you can ask a friend to create a list of things to see, take pictures of, to find, and then you can in a certain area, and then you guys can go on the scavenger hunt and find those things. Right? I have a scavenger hunt for Tonghua Jie. If you want to go on a date on Tonghua Jie across the street, I can give you a scavenger hunt for Tonghua Jie. Okay. Picnic in the park. You could volunteer at a pet shelter together. You could go hiking. You could do a trial yoga class, they're usually free, or any type of trial dance class, things like this. You could play some online games. You could do a night market challenge. So night market challenge is where you both get, you say, let's take 200 NT and we'll go off and we'll buy each other presents. And then we come back and then we exchange them and talk about, what we bought for each other. And see, yes. Not free, but it's not that expensive. You could be 100 NT. You could be 50 NT, Juan, if you want.
See what you can steal.
Don't steal things. Yes, that would be a sign about values immediately. So you go to the beach with friends, right? right? You don't want to be by yourself, but maybe invite some friends, going to the beach. That's a more relaxing environment to be around. And you can bike to the wharf. There's a lot of great bike paths. You could bike and then you could get some food along the way. So these are some of the ideas. Now, dating tip number 4. Be realistic. Now, we have a male friend who always dated a lot of different girls, and then he never liked the girls that liked him back because he was always looking for that perfect woman, that Amal Clooney, who's married to George Clooney. Now, Amal Clooney is incredible. I have seen her speak. She is gorgeous. She is Oxford educated. She went to New York Law. She speaks 3 languages. She is a human rights lawyer. She is just incredible, right? And this is the type of woman that he was looking for. And so he's a great guy. He's fantastic. He's kind. He's interesting. But one of our friends kind of summed it up very nicely when she said, "Yes, but are you George Clooney?" It's competitive. It's competitive out there. It doesn't mean because you deserve maybe the best in the world, but you also have to kind of up your game as well. You're competing against George Clooney. Come on. So check your ego. You know, you need to think about really why it is you want to date someone like that. Are you looking at values, or is it about something that you feel that you're going to be validated by having some beautiful person on your arm that people are going to think you're better because of that? So just check your ego. Now, I think it's like dating is a little bit like Costco on a Sunday night. Now, what I mean is that, Saturdays and Sundays, I do not want to go to Costco during the day because it is packed full of people and everyone's fighting for all the food and you've got to push your way through people to get the things that you want. But now, Costco on a Sunday night, kind of it's almost going to close. It's a little bit quieter. You can kind of get in there and get your stuff. Except the problem is, none of the good stuff is left. There's no rotisserie chicken. There's none of that good, fresh salmon steak. The good beef is all gone. Those sweet potato chips I love are all sold out. Right? So this is a little bit like dating, right? If you don't go out there when you're maybe in your 20s, when it's easier and there's a lot more people out there to date, because the average age right now for Taiwan to get married is 32 for men and 30 for women. So as you go into your 30s, there's going to be fewer single people. And then you get into your 40s, there's going to be even more single people. Luckily, late 40s, people start divorcing, so you might have an opportunity to get back in the game. And the third bit is a 3-date rule. So don't assume that someone on the first date is really who they are. Most people on the first date are nervous. They could have had a really bad day at work. Their boss could have yelled at them. They could have been in traffic and they're feeling very flustered. So give someone a chance. I think that by the second date you feel a little more comfortable. By the third date you start to see what someone's really like. And you're showing your personality, they're showing their personality. And you can then make a decision if you're interested or not and you want to continue. So give people a chance. Give them at least 3 dates to, they don't have to be long dates, but do something fun that you enjoy, right? And the last dating tip is be present. Listen. Be interested. Make eye contact. Put your phone away. Now we're going to have an example of 2 lovely dates, and you can see the difference.
Oh, so sorry I'm late. Have you been waiting for very long?
Oh, sorry, I just need to reply this message.
Oh, have you
Oh, hi, so why are you here?
Oh.
Right, dating.
Oh, so have you been here before?
Yes.
What do you like to order?
Everything is fine with me.
Oh, so, what do you do?
I work for the government.
What part of the government?
Well, could you speak quicker? Because I'm hungry.
Okay, this date's not going that well, so let's try again.
Oh, so sorry I'm late. Oh,
Don't be late.
goodness.
It's okay.
Yeah, it was terrible. Goodness gracious. So, have you been here before?
Well, no, but I've heard this restaurant, they serve the best cake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm so glad that we meet in this restaurant.
Yeah, so what's your favorite cake flavor? I guess we can order different cakes, you know? We can share our cakes and try different flavors.
Good idea. That's what I like and what I think.
Excellent.
When things are nice, right?
Excellent, right? So variety, right? Variety of eating, and then, so, what do you do for a living?
Well, I guess you don't want to know. I actually collect your tax.
Oh, that's so cool. Let's collect their taxes.
And buy our cakes, right?
Yeah, get more cake, you know? So, are you actually a baker in private, or?
The second date went much better because in this case, Emily was much, sorry, Alice.
Hey, I know one.
Exactly. So Alice was much more open. She immediately made him feel comfortable. He was late. He felt bad that she gave him an excuse. You know, the traffic was bad, so they immediately kind of connected. He felt more comfortable. You know, whenever they talked about what to order, there were some options, right? So it's really, really difficult when someone always says, "Oh, you decide," or "whatever you want," or "I don't really know." So always put the pressure back on the other person. So that was a very good example of being interested and running a time. So the other one is do not time travel into the future, right? So be present now. That means do not forecast what's going to happen or what's not going to happen with this person when you're on a first date or a second date. And the third one is just relax, enjoy the experience. If it's good, if it's bad, it's a great story for later.
I had a great time.
So the 5 toes are be open, be proactive, be creative, be realistic, be present. And Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. So now, you must do. So go out there and date. And thank you to my awesome helpers, Emily and Alice and Kuan, for helping